walked through the stairwell door like I always do. Nothing unusual, just stepping through like it was any other day. For a second, I stopped and tried to remember why I was even there. Funny thing is, I knew just a second ago why I came in, but now it's gone. I laughed quietly to myself. How funny. I literally just walked in. I knew why, but now I can't remember. And as soon as I thought that, there it was, a noise above me. A soft scrape, like something dragging across the landing. I froze. At first, I thought it was nothing. Just someone else in the building, a janitor maybe, or a loose piece of trash. But it didn't make sense. The sound wasn't random. It was deliberate, slow, precise enough to make me question it. My hand went to the railing instinctively, feeling the cold metal under my palm. Nothing moved, nothing visible, but the air felt off. Heavier in some parts, lighter in others, pressing against me in waves. I started climbing. One step, another. Stairs groaned under my weight, nothing unusual, but the scrape above came again, closer, sharper. My stomach dropped. I slowed, trying to listen. Was it really someone, or just my imagination? I didn't know. The railing vibrated faintly under my grip, a thrum I couldn't explain. I told myself it was the building settling. I wanted to believe that, really I did, but it didn't feel right. The vibration pulsed again as I moved, just enough to make me pause. The scrape came again, this time below me. Then it was like the sound was everywhere at once, bouncing off walls, folding over itself, impossible to track. I tried to calm myself. Step by step, keep moving up the stairs, keep going until the next landing. But every step seemed to echo another sound. A scrape, a groan, something brushing the wall just out of sight. My legs shook. My heart raced. I didn't even realize I was holding my breath. Then it stopped. The sound vanished, and the sudden quiet made me tense even more. I pressed my ear against the railing. The vibration I felt was gone, but something else lingered. Subtle, wrong, waiting, listening. I moved again, cautiously, slower this time. The scrape came again, above and below at the same time, like it was mocking me, following my pace, anticipating me. I couldn't tell if it was a person or something else, and I didn't want to. My hand on the rail was sweating, and my body shook even though I tried to stay calm. The stairs felt endless. Shadows pooled in the corners where the light didn't reach. And it wasn't just the dark. It was the way shadows stretched toward me, leaning, reaching, but only in my peripheral vision. Every step made a noise, and every noise made the stairwell respond with another, always slightly off, always enough to keep me on edge. I reached another landing and paused, leaning against the railing, trying to catch my breath, trying to make sense of it. I could feel the stairwell all around me, not just the stairs, but the air, the walls, even the railing pulsing faintly under my touch, like it measured my fear, counted my hesitation. Then came the sound again. The door above shifted, creaking slowly like someone was opening it, but the sound stretched and warped as it moved toward me. I froze. My legs wanted to run, but my mind couldn't decide which direction was safer. I could feel it above me, and then below, like it was everywhere at once, moving with me, waiting. I started moving again, hand gripping the railing, listening, counting my breaths, trying not to think too much, but everything was wrong. The scrape, the groan, the shift of air, it pressed in together, like the stairwell itself was alive and paying attention. I don't know how long I climbed, how many steps, but by the time I reached the next landing, I realized I wasn't just climbing stairs anymore. I was inside something that had me, and I didn't know how to get out. I kept moving up the stairs, telling myself I was imagining things, but I couldn't shake the sounds. At first, It was just the odd scrape above or below. But then I noticed patterns. Steps that weren't mine. Doors opening softly, closing somewhere out of sight. Footsteps moving in the same rhythm as mine, climbing ahead or behind, always at the edge of hearing. I paused, pressed my ear to the railing, tried to pinpoint them, but it was impossible. Every sound bounced off walls and corners, echoed in ways that didn't make sense. By the fourth landing, I realized it wasn't random. There were other people here. I don't know who or why, but I could hear them. Above me, soft shuffling, like shoes dragging against concrete. Below me, lighter, quicker. Doors opened and closed without pause, each time my heart skipping. I wanted to call out, but I was afraid that making noise would draw the wrong attention. And I wasn't even sure why. Steps above came in bursts, shuffle, 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 stopping suddenly, then resuming somewhere else. I tried to follow the rhythm, but I kept losing them. Footsteps ahead became behind. Doors opened in one place and closed in another. I had no sense of direction except the one I was already taking. I climbed another flight. My muscles burned, my chest tight, my breathing loud in the empty air, but I wasn't alone. I could feel it in every vibration of the railing, every echo of steps that weren't mine, every shift of air brushing my neck. Something else was here, or someone. I stopped at a landing, froze, trying to catch my breath. The shuffling above slowed, became hesitant, then a door creaked open. Someone moved onto the landing above me, just out of sight. My chest hammered. Then came another set of steps below me, soft, cautious, shifting weight, dragging shoes, pausing as if listening. It wasn't random. It was deliberate. People, other people, moving through the stairwell, coming and going, and I was in the middle. I could hear them, feel them, but never see them clearly. Echoes played tricks on me. Footsteps ahead became steps behind. Doors opened here and closed there, and I had no sense of where anyone actually was. Then I saw someone. A face in the shadows at the next landing up. I froze. They froze. Our eyes met, and it was like they weren't entirely real. Everything about them looked normal, but wrong. Hesitation, shadows across their face, the stairwell holding its breath around them. I stepped closer, thinking I could finally get answers, maybe even someone to talk to. The moment I moved, they bolted. They ran like nothing I'd ever seen, like gravity was weaker for them, like the stairwell itself helped them disappear. I chased instinctively, yelling, but couldn't keep up. I turned the corner, they were gone. Not in the shadows, not through a door, not anywhere I could see. I stopped, chest heaving. Silence. No door, no footsteps, not even a scrape. No breathing, no echo of someone who just sprinted past. Only my own ragged breathing, faint pulse through the railing. I stood there, frozen, trying to make sense of it. They weren't hiding. They weren't upstairs or down. They had vanished. And nothing in the stairwell made sense anymore. Eventually, I climbed another flight, slowly, convincing myself it was safe. But I could feel it in the walls, the railing, the air itself. The stairwell wasn't done with me. I had no idea what was coming next. I didn't know how long I'd been climbing. Hours, maybe, though it felt like more. My legs were shaking, my lungs burned, my chest heaved, and still I kept going, hand on the railing, moving because I had no choice. I had tried every door along the way, pushing, yanking, twisting handles with everything I had, but none of them would open. Solid, unyielding, cold. I thought if I just kept moving, maybe the next one would open. Maybe I'd get somewhere, but they didn't. I stopped even caring why I tried. I just moved, step after step, because stopping meant silence, and silence had become unbearable. The stairwell felt endless, every flight the same as the last. flickering light overhead, shadows that didn't stay, corners that seemed deeper than they should have been. The railing pulsed faintly under my hand. Every vibration felt like the stairwell itself was alive, watching, testing me. My arms tired, my legs screaming, but I couldn't stop. I didn't even know what I was running from, only that I had to. Then I heard it, below me, faint at first, footsteps on a distant landing, soft, hesitant, almost soothing in contrast to the fear that had built in me over the endless climb. I stopped, listening. Maybe someone was there. Maybe it was normal. Maybe it was safe. It wasn't. The sounds began to build. Slow at first, rhythmic, then faster, louder, urgent, pressing against my chest and ears, and everything else. The calm I had felt was gone. My pulse spiked, and fight or flight took over. I ran. I sprinted up the stairs, gripping the railing, shoving doors, yanking handles. Nothing gave. The sounds followed, or maybe led me, I couldn't tell. Shuffle, 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 echoing footsteps just behind me, sometimes everywhere at once. I looked over my shoulder. Nothing. The stairwell stretched endlessly. I was running blind, chasing a sound that was everywhere and nowhere. Then it happened. A click above. Sharp, a door swung open. Bright light spilled across the landing, down the stairs. My chest caught in my throat. I didn't think, I ran. Faster than I knew I could. My lungs burned, my legs screamed, but I didn't slow. The shuffling grew louder, echoing my own impossible, but no one appeared. I didn't care. I just ran toward the light. I reached the landing and stopped, looking behind me. My feet rested on the single step below the door. Everything else, the stairs, the doors, the stairwell, was gone. Black nothing stretched endlessly. No turning back. A calm came over me. Not relief, not fear, just calm. I didn't know where I was or why. I didn't know what the light was, but everything, the stairwell, the doors, the vanished people, the endless steps, had led me here. I had to step forward, no choice. I stepped through. All around me was bright white light. Nothing else. I didn't speak. I didn't think. My body moved, but my mind didn't. Every sensation was new. Air, warmth, pressure, nothing I could place or understand all at once. My heart pounded, my chest heaved. I was scared, but not the old kind. This was curiosity, confusion, wonder, tangled in a way I had never experienced. And then I heard it, a baby.